This content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. The Better Traders is not a broker-dealer. We are not an investment advisor. We have no access to non-public information about publicly traded companies or cryptocurrencies. And this is not a place for the giving or receiving of financial advice, advice concerning investment decisions, or tax or legal advice. The value of investments and the income derived from them can go down as well as up. Investors may not get back the amount they invested, and past performance is not a guide to future performance. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Moon and Papa. Good. Things are running. Things are working real well. It's nice to see everybody. I hope everyone is doing well. In this live stream, I'm going to be talking primarily about Bitcoin, but I will be talking a little bit about the FOMC meeting results, all that fun stuff that Jerome Powell said that was quite confusing, but at the same time very revealing, as well as the reaction that the stock market has had to that news, which didn't come as a surprise to me. So I'm sorry if you got caught in that little bull trap up there, but yeah, let me just do one thing real quick. If this is your first time watching my live streams, I would love for you not to look at the back end, but to look over here. Forgot to click over. But here on my YouTube channel, if you haven't already, please do subscribe and you can like this live stream. I have them every single week. I haven't added one for, well, that's weird. They're out of order. How weird. But whatever. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue weekly live streams in 2023. I'm meeting with my team to reassess what's a good idea and a good use of my time. I enjoy it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to continue doing it. And it might be less frequent, maybe like once a month. I don't know right now, but just saying that that's happening. But for now, it's every single week, Thursday, 11 a.m. Japan Standard Time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in North America, which would be 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, North America. So coming over here to TradingView, the stock market has taken a bit of a left hook, not surprised, but definitely a left hook. And this is the chart that everybody was so excited to share on Twitter. I honestly was laughing pretty hard because the reactions that people had when the price, I'm sorry, not the price, but the index, the S&P going up higher. Yes, it did cross above. Yes, it did. It was very exciting for like a flash in the pan there for a second. If we go to the 30-minute time frame, it's even better. So we had a big gap, shot up real high. One thing that's interesting is that over here, the high is at 4,151. This high was 4,196, just an inch, what, 45 cents higher for this index price, and it's come right back down. The reason is because there was a really good response, as we can see here with the gap, that the CPI numbers were lower. But after Powell's remarks, basically saying that more people need to lose jobs in order for inflation to become reality, and he's still claiming that the US is not in a recession. And again, I hate the fact that I, as an American living outside of the United States, see how all markets are affected by whatever the United States does. That's a monopoly. That is a monopoly. That is not fair. So that means that while the price, or rather the S&P could go higher, while the Dow could go higher, when I look at things and I use simple indicators like the TBO and RSI, I can see that RSI has been weakening significantly on the daily time frame. That's a sign of weakness. If I look at the TBO and I look at the fact that the price is above the cloud, which is great, and we've had these breakouts, that's great as well. But unfortunately, with RSI kind of petering out right here, teetering out, pootering out, you know what I mean, losing steam, it's fallen a little bit. It's not looking as strong anymore. So I think it makes more sense to see this fall. Same thing with S&P. Now, I did talk about this in Monday's video. I mentioned the fact that it makes way more sense for us to simplify this and just look at the patterns of these bounces. It's very odd for humans to expect something that goes against the pattern. So we've had our move up. So what's next? A move down. I'm feeling more like it's going to fall down to this area, about 3,600 or so on SPX. And I hope that things don't really get worse. Gareth Soloway is calling for basically a full retrace down here to 3,400 and maybe even all the way down here to 3,000, which makes sense. It lines up right here with this trend line. These are some intimidating prices and intimidating levels, in my opinion. So we have established a support line, which won't take much to be broken, and then falling down here to our next line of support down here at 3,000 in January. I mean, if things got real bad real fast, of course. And if things got real bad real fast for the stock market, guess what would happen for BTC? It would go real bad real fast, dropping easily to 10K, easily. Because whatever happens in traditional markets is going to be amplified. It's going to be multiplied by whatever happens over on the crypto side. So if we see the Dow fall 20%, then we can expect BTC to fall 40% or so, which would put us right at 10K. Honestly, I'm basically at the Band-Aid stage where I just want to rip it off. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of this being dragged out. I'm tired of all this just feeling like it's taking forever. It's very frustrating. I did make a video. I have to come over here to the browser. This 2023 Bitcoin forecast, I highly recommend watching this video. It is long. It's a long one, but it's a great video that explains my thoughts on the market and explains why I think we're still going to be falling lower and why we're not anywhere near the time frame to start bottoming. Unfortunately, I thought we were. I thought that this was feeling really good if I was counting this as the top, but measuring it out, it seems to be that late November 2021 was really the top, not just because of the high, but because of the length of time. So now looking at price action for BTC, yes, on the TBO, we did have a really nice close short on the daily, which is great. A close short historically means that we should see either a reverse in the trend, or if you're in a short position, you might want to take some profits off the table. So we've seen a couple of these, and this lead up just before the FTX crash was looking like an amazing setup to me. It was looking like it was ready to go, and then we got rugged. That's what happened. We can see it working back here as well, where it's letting us know to either take some profits, or we could be seeing a trend change. And it did move up. It did move up pretty well. It did go sideways. What we're really waiting for, or rather we, as in me, I'm waiting for something like this. We need a big dump, and we need to see one of these. This is going to feel more like this is bottomed out. If we go back to 2019, we can see it doing something similar. The price going down, and now we have our close short on the daily. We have an open long, and we still go sideways for quite a while. I don't think we're there yet. It doesn't seem like we're there yet, but we'll see. One thing to keep in mind is that the wick that we saw in yesterday's candle, the high here on Binance is 18,387. I said that in order for us to be bullish, I agree with the TBO right here. We have to close above, on the daily, above 18,510. It's not enough to wick into it. We have to close above. And I said that there is significant resistance up here because it was once really strong support for a long time. If we take a look at this price line right here, this range was support for almost half a year. That means that it's going to be pretty tough resistance to break above, in my opinion. It's not impossible, but it's unlikely. So that's where I'm leaning. If we look at RSI now, we did reach overbought values, 74.10 and then 74.64, pretty overbought. And now we've come below. So now this is our new high that we have to compete against. If Bitcoin's going to rally up higher, it's going to need to push above this in order for it to be a real bull move up. So looking again at the TBO indicator, the trend is still down. The trend is still red. It is starting to flatten out though, which is interesting. If we take a look just here at the slow line, which is this line up here that's lagging a line, it is starting to flatten out a little bit. It was very severe over here, starting to flatten out just a little bit, but still the only thing that's really starting to curl up right here is the TBO fast line. I'm not really buying this just yet. If the price of BTC though were to fall right back down again and fast down here to 15.6, then this would do another one of these. It would go, it would follow it down because that's what it is. It's a moving average essentially. So not looking amazing there. If we look at our trading volume has dropped a lot. If we look over here actually on the weekly time frame, this is even better for us to see. We were building up so much momentum. Things were looking very, very good in my opinion. Even though the price is falling, we saw volume increasing steadily week over week over week. And now we've dropped below that moving average right here. That's denoted by this yellow line. So it's a nice thing that's happened, but at the same time, nice thing as in it was growing and now we're below, which shows that there's a lack of demand. I don't think that we're at this point of desperation yet. We were building up for a nice move up. It got robbed, or rather stolen from us. Thanks, Sam. And now we're just kind of here, kind of puttering around. If we look at the market cap tokens over here, they've been doing so-so. Now, of course, when BTC makes a move like it did yesterday, then we're going to see other coins overreact, in my opinion. So if I switch to my multi-view over here, let me go like this. There we go. Awesome. So we've seen that Ethereum, let me actually go ahead and close this so it's a little bit easier. Ethereum's been ready to make a reversal. You can see that it's done a pretty good job every single time we've seen these closed shorts. It does make a move up to some degree or another. So we're at that point right now where we're getting 3 closed shorts on the daily time frame. That's a good sign. But we do have resistance up here at 1600. If there's something bad and the market, of course, is going to fall back down to 1000, but still I'm not liking what I'm seeing in traditional markets, so I'm not really excited. A lot of these are presenting some interesting opportunities. BNB most of all, because of the FUD that's been going around about BNB being possibly insolvent, or people saying, withdraw your funds, withdraw your funds. At the start of that, to be honest, I just wasn't buying it. It's one thing for FTX, and even then I didn't buy it. I was just like, well, let's be careful, and I'll let people know you might want to take your funds off, because when the circumstances become very dire and people are starting to spread rumors, panic eventually takes over and people mass withdrawal. It's essentially a bank run. And if they really don't have those funds, then no, you're not going to be able to withdraw anything. So the same thing's been circulating around Binance for one reason or another. But I mean, I did post to our club members that the rumor mill is grinding again, and some Twitter posters are saying that you might want to remove your funds. This was posted yesterday. Or rather, I saw it on a Twitter post yesterday. I don't know when it was exactly posted, but Binance has 60 billion in assets on cold storage, not in hot wallets, not accessible to their staff, not accessible to people, or malicious actors, I guess you could say. So this is held behind keys, which is good, which is where it should be. So you can see, though, that the panic still hasn't subsided for BNB, the token. There's been significant panic. You can see it in the market. You can see it right here. There's panic and joy, and a lot of panic right there, losing 18% in a day, but then we're rebounding, falling lower, rebounding again. This is just a great chart for trading in general. I'm not one to spread FUD. All I can do, though, is look at the charts, and the charts tell the story. So right now, BNB is at 21.5 on RSI. The trend is really, really tight. I love it when trends actually get like this, when it gets really compressed like this. So yes, it is starting to come down, but to be honest, it's been doing a whole lot of this for quite some time. Like here is moving down, and then it just moved up in a big way. This move was epic. I'm not saying that I expect a full move again, but I love the fact that even though this support line was punctured on the 21st of November, it shot right back up and now we're on it again. Now, one thing to say about support and resistance lines that I've learned from Gareth Soloway is that every single hit you have here, the line of support becomes weaker. So it's less likely to see a bounce of equal size on the next one. So here, this is our support line, it moves up here and it comes down. So we have our next move. It does not come anywhere near to 360. It stops here at 317. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to play this as a support bounce play and it does move up, don't aim to take profit way up there or way up there. In this market, it's much better to be safe than sorry. It's much better to take profit early because we are still very bearish, not bullish. Nothing really looks amazing right now, except for Ton. Ton has been the the thing to really just shock everybody, in my opinion. Ton has been incredible when it comes to the markets. I am shocked, honestly, that Ton has done so well ever since all of this has happened. Now, it wasn't immune to all of this contagion, but ever since, it's up 56%. Ton is doing extremely well. This, by the way, is the token for Telegram that they had an ICO back in 2018 or 19, and nothing happened with it because I participated or tried to, and I couldn't get access to it. So now they actually have their token, and it's doing well. Actually, it's beating a lot of the market right now, in my opinion. Super overbought. RSI on the, I have to open this up just to see, but RSI right now on the daily is at 94.74. This is not the time to take a position. It was way back here, but again, using the TBO to figure out where were the good points to enter. I mean, there was a great signal over here on the 12th, or rather on Sunday. We have these three breakouts. The price is above the cloud. It's starting to move up higher, and it just explodes up higher. I love this setup. This setup right here is my favorite one. Where's my heart? There's my heart right there. This is the bread and butter setup for the TBO. I love this. So when I see these happen, boom, it's a great trade to be taken. Everything else, though, is suffering. A word of caution, to the wise. Hopefully there are lots of you out there, wise guys and girls. If you're going to be trading FTT, not to say that you can't, but I would just be extremely cautious when trading this token, just because of all the not so good stuff that's happening with SBF. If you remember Luna and everything that's happening, well, everything that has happened, if we go over here to, actually want to go like this, KuCoin, and then we're going to go to Luna Classic. There we go. I want to look at both of these. So Luna Classic is a great chart for trading. It has been for quite some time, ever since it collapsed, to be honest. And it's been doing a lot. Now, I understand the most recent days, ever since about November, it's just been really boring. But if we go to a faster time frame, these are some nice choice pops right here. That's a nice 8% move, just trading up to resistance with the TBO. I like this kind of trading. Now, it is risky because this is a garbage token, just like FTT has now become a garbage token with no utility, no exchange, no nothing. It's just another S coin. So keep that in mind. There's nothing wrong with trading it, but I would be very cautious and careful around FTT personally. And that's the way I'm taking it. And now this has unfortunately fallen into all exchange tokens. In my mind, they're all in the same bucket right now. So FTT, KCS, Huobi token, even BNB is at risk right now. OKB has been doing very well. The OKX exchange token has been doing an amazing job ever since all this stuff has happened. It's up a lot. It's up bigly. But be careful. Now that all this stuff is going on with FTT, you can imagine what the United States is going to say about exchange tokens, or in particular for Americans trading them, right? So I would be very cautious about that. I think that's about all that I really wanted to talk to you on the market side. I can see that a couple of you have some comments or questions or something like that. So let me actually, I need to do it over here. I don't know why I didn't do that before. There we go. Got my pop-up chat. Wonderful. So I got a comment from SAS Gamer. Hey, bruh, what's your thoughts on price right now? Do you think a short right now makes sense, or is it too late to try and short right now for BTC or Matic if you look at that? So let's take a look at BTC. I can't tell you what to do. That's not my job. My job is just to present some information that I see and to help you make good decisions based off of indicators, based off of logic, based off of inference and probabilities, things like that. So I'm not going to tell you to short or to go long or anything like that. Let's look at a couple of things though. In regards to BTC's price, let's talk about the positive things, shall we? So the positive things that we have right now is if we look at our support and our resistance lines. So we definitely crossed above our resistance line right there. And we've just been moving up higher. So there is momentum happening. If we go to the 4-hour time frame, the price is above the cloud. We are getting some breakouts. It is moving up. That is good. But we have to also be aware that it's basically this line right here. I am expecting this line to hold a lot of weight, or even up here at 18,500. This is the line to watch. So if BTC comes up here and it gets rejected again, that's now established as very strong resistance. And I expect BTC to fall back down here to 15.7 or so. But if BTC can cross and hold and close on the daily above 18,500, then I think that we're going to see another move up, at least here to 20K. That would make the most sense. We do have some strong lines of resistance in play, though. Let me go ahead and bring up my drawings. SR. No. Resistance fan. There we go. So we are right at resistance in regards to this line up here to this here. Sorry, not line, but this price up here in April all the way to here just before we dumped. So another reason why the price got rejected up here is because we're getting really close to this trend line. Now, I've talked about this many times before. The closer BTC gets to any sort of trend line, and the more vertical that trend line is, the faster it's going to be broken. So the more horizontal, the flatter that trend line is, the longer it's going to take. So I know that sounds really rudimentary and elementary, like, oh yeah, of course, duh. But it really helps to get that in mind, because if we're looking at this angle being more vertical, then even if BTC falls, and let's go ahead and just draw some candles, some fake price action. If we come down here, it's just going to be a matter of time until like January or so, until it's going to test that line of resistance. Now I'll tell you, if it fails, it's going right down to 15.7. So you're asking me, am I going to be going long or am I going to be going short? Right now, I'm just trading this. I'm just enjoying this as a good time for BTC to be going sideways. It's good for trading. It's good for bots. So I'm not necessarily looking at BTC and taking a position right now. I'm watching and waiting this line at about 18,500. And I'm watching to see how is it going to react to this trend line. Now, personally, I don't think it's going to hold up to it. I think it's going to get rejected, but that's my personal observation and thought. You're also asking about Matic. So let me go back to my watch list. Okay, let's go to the weekly time frame. Let's bring up some more stuff. Oops. So Matic has been kind of drooping down. There was a lot of promise over here right before all the garbage went down. It just made this oof move where this is actually a real good representation of what it's like to drive over a pothole. Like, one thing that is positive though, all kidding aside, oops, wrong thing, is that if I take away the price, the TBO is telling me that on the daily, the trend is up. It's really close and it's really tight, but we do have an open long on the daily. I like that. Things that I don't like are the fact that RSI is starting to trend downward and that we're dropping here on the volume. Now we have seen some extra volume coming in the last 2 days, which is good, but price action hasn't reflected that just yet. This is when we had the nice big bullish news right here with BTC moving up higher, closing 3%, but Matic on that day closed 1.5%. There was no real reaction in price yet, which means that this is most likely suppressed by price. And if that's the case, if it is suppressed by price, then we should see more volume coming in, but the price of Matic is being suppressed, and it actually be driven lower and lower and lower, while volume should start to increase. That will be a very bullish sign. That will be very, very good. But for now, it's a really tight range. This shows two things. It shows accumulation and it shows indecision in price action. There's no clear trend. Therefore, it's a no trade zone for me personally. Satronaut just sidestepped into BTC before the inflation figures were dropped and then back into BUSD for a nice little Xmas bonus. Nice work. That's fun. I mean, that's all part of the game, right? Is how can you take advantage of these little volatile moves like that, right? So I'm still running my bots. I'm still running my DCA bots. I unfortunately had a glitch with my grid bot for UTK BTC that I shared on a video a while ago. It feels like last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. But this is a great little bot, and it's actually in the right spot. So it stopped way up here. I closed it in profit, and now it's actually a time where I can consider turning it on again if I want to. Perhaps, mayhaps I might. Yeah. Let's see, anything else? So just a reminder for this trading pair and what I'm talking about. So if I come over here to my videos, just give me a quick second and I'll find it because I think it's helpful for you to see it. No. Where is it? Are these all of them? Gridbot tips, this one, 8 days ago. So this video is going to give you lots of information about why I picked UTK. This chart has also not been a surprise to anyone that's been a subscriber of the Better Traders Club, because this one has been on the Better Traders Club watch list for a long time for one amazing reason. I mean, look at this chart. Let's turn off the TBO, just make it a nice naked chart. It keeps coming down to this line over and over and over and over. Now, there is a risk of it falling. Absolutely. If there's fear in the markets, yes, it could definitely fall lower. But I love the fact that both times it's done this, it's just made a nice little correction up. Now this puncture was lower, which is to be expected. So if the price does fall, I can expect it to fall lower. But look at this. Where's it going to fall to? Most likely it's going to fall right down here to about 300 sats. Nice round number. We can see support here. We can see resistance and resistance there. So if it falls further, yes, that's true. But we can look at this chart and gauge that the majority of all the trading volume, or rather the trading activity, has been in this nice tight 22% range. There are other charts that are really great for bot trading, but this is a nice thing to take advantage of. Last thing I want to say is that I am still getting reports from people that are 3 users and their API keys are getting hacked to pump and dump tokens. I posted a video about how to prevent this from happening, hopefully, to you in this video. I'm still using 3 I'm not saying please hackers target me, but a couple of things to keep in mind is that you should only put an amount that you're willing to lose on the exchanges for trading. Someone just talked about this in the Better, actually no, on my public Discord server, which is a link below to that. But you should only have funds on the crypto exchanges on what you want to trade. That's just purely for trading. I've talked about it many times before, where at the end of every month, I look at my profit and my loss. I take a percentage of my profits. I put them into my ledger, which really it's just going to cold storage. I'm not keeping it on exchanges, and that has grown into a nice little nest egg, which is great. So I'm doing that as a precaution for me so that I don't keep all my funds on the exchange, and it's also nice to see those funds growing on the side. So yes, while my trading size has reduced significantly post FTX, because a lot of this stuff freaked me out as well. So I removed like 90% of my funds off exchanges, so that way I'm only trading with a little bit. And it's a little bit frustrating too if you're in the same spot where you've removed or you've moved a lot of your funds off of exchanges, starting small can be a little bit frustrating. And it's like, wow, I was used to trading with way bigger size. My profits should be a lot bigger. But if you're starting from scratch again, I really, really, really recommend you to check this playlist out. I talk about this every once in a while. I don't talk about A/B trading that much. I think the theme for 2023 is going to be account building, just given what I'm expecting to happen and see what I'm expecting to happen what I'm expecting the market to do in 2023. And this is just inspirational. It's great. It's a really nice 4-part series. It's really short, and it just helps you understand how I can grow a small account quickly with A/B trading techniques. That's really all it is. Now, spoiler alert, I don't actually turn it into $1,000 by the end of the challenge. It only grows into $800. So I 8x my portfolio, this little trading balance on KuCoin, but I use A/B trading techniques to do that over the course of, I think, 2 or 3 months. I can't remember exactly how long. It's been a while because this was a year ago or more. It's more like 2 years ago. But it's a great way for you to use a smaller amount and to still generate profits, to find great charts for trading and to grow your account. I know some people in the past that have used A/B trading techniques on much bigger charts with much bigger portfolios. You can do that, but really A/B trading should be done with a smaller amount. The last thing I'll say about that is if you're going to get started with A/B trading, of course, the Account Builders course is great, but there's lots of great information that's free here on YouTube. Plus, there's the Better Crypto Scanner over here. And by the way, we just added support for OKX. So there's OKX, OKX futures, OKX perpetuals. So you can check out all these trading pairs. So if I want to find spreads that are greater than 20%, sorted by spread high to low, and I just want the top 5. Now I can see these charts. So I can check out CGS USDT over here on TradingView. And now it's going to show me this chart that has pumped like crazy. So that's the whole point of this scanner, is to find charts that pump frequently and regularly. So that way we can take advantage of these pumps for profit. I mean, that's really, this is going to be the tool that's going to help you to grow your account. It's going to be A/B trading, and it's going to be the Better Crypto Scanner. Again, it's free. You can download watch lists. You can have access to all these exchanges to find volatility in markets, tons of stuff. I believe I also have, yes, can you tell what I'm doing right now? Can you tell what I'm playing with? I'm working on a video idea. But I also have a playlist over here for, so embarrassing. I hate showing this stuff. A/B trading tips, and also, where is it? No. Here, Better Trader IO. I don't want to show all that stuff. YouTube, come on. But there's tons of tips on how to use the free Better Crypto Scanner as well on my YouTube playlist that's here. It's just on the channel down below. So thanks again for hanging out with me. Yeah, David Steele, it's nice to see you too. I hope that you guys stay safe out there. Just make sure that you're only putting funds on exchanges that you are willing to lose. That's the key. That's where we are right now in this market. I am a little bit hesitant to say that we are near the bottom, but it feels like things could be changing. I am expecting a bottom to happen next year. I don't know when. It's really just whenever it's going to happen. I'm waiting, and I'm hoping that Gareth Soloway is not right, and we're not going to pierce below 10K. But if we're looking for max pain, max fear, that would be it. Pretty sure that would be it. Don't you think? So for all of you that are winding down for the new year, I get it. Or rather for the end of the year, but enjoy your holiday season. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.